Hello, you are listening to the Omnitalk Fast Five, brought to you in partnership with Microsoft, the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Takeoff, and Suzzle. The Omnitalk Fast Five podcast is the podcast that we hope makes you feel a little smarter, but most importantly, a little happier each week, too. Today is April 7th. I'm your host, Ann Mazenga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And we are here once again to discuss all the top headlines making waves in the world of omnichannel retailing. And Chris, I have to say, we are basically in a scene of Big Little Lies. We are live in Monterey right now. I am taken aback by the beauty of this city. I told you, I was like, I'm so inspired here. Like, is the same Monterey magic happening to you, or is it just me?
Yeah, no, it is. It's so beautiful here. I hope we're in Big Little Lies in the good part, not the like battery part, because that would be too intense for me. But
oh my god, yeah, or the death part.
Yeah, right. Like the push down the stairs part. But no shocker there for anyone. That's kind of a key element of plot point of the whole show. But yeah, no, it's so beautiful here. I can tilt my camera for those watching. Like I've got the ocean right behind me. You've got the ocean right behind me. Due to technical difficulties, we are in two different places filming this in the same spot. We're actually like probably 50 yards away from each other. But,
I can wave at you. I can wave at you.
How's it going? But yeah, we're here at the Sea Otter Summit. We just finished up. We presented an annual Fast Five for the outdoor industry. Yes. It was a blast. And
yeah,
what'd you think?
a live version of the Fast Five. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. You know, like I love the show.
Fun change of pace.
Yeah, and it reminded me of like the Schitt's Creek live show where you just like have it happening in front of you. And you know, people saw a little of how the sausage is made, but I think it was fun. And I have to say, like, you know me, I'm the aspiring outdoors person, but this has really made me be like all in. Like I want to buy one of the Taxo like campers and just get out of town. Yeah, immediately.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, you aspire to be that.
Yes,
yeah, but
aspire. Not there yet.
Hey, there's the guy walking through the back. Yeah, but you know, for me, I thought it was great. It was good for us to do. Like, it was a platform that, you know, if anyone's interested in listening, you want to take it to your company, your brand, we could easily do that. So it was a blast to get that live and under our belt for the first time. The other thing that's been cool, Ann, is we have been rocking up the charts. Last week in Shop Talk, we reached like number 7 on the podcast.
The retail podcast list?
Yeah, on Apple Podcasts. If you search retail, we were number 7 last week, like ahead of people like the Retail Prophet, you know? Like, woo, or like the Retail Doctor, which, by the way, it got me thinking, like, what is Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner like for those people? Like, you know, like, you if I couldn't pull that off, like if I tried to be the Omnichannel Oracle, at my family would like laugh me out of the room. They'd be like, "Oh, really? What are you gonna have for? I bet you know what I'm gonna have. How many peas I'm gonna put on my plate, Chris? You know, or how many slices of lamb am I gonna have at this Christmas dinner?" Like, I just couldn't pull that off.
No special treatment there. No, I know my son. We were looking at his TikToks the other day, and he's like, "Your name is Omnitalk Ann. What does that even mean?" Like, that's the worst name I've ever heard of. So no, I don't think that we're going anywhere with our titles here. No special treatment from anyone.
Our Italian Catholic families would laugh us out of the room if we tried to pull off something like that, right? Yeah. And by the way, we are both Italian, even though Ann looks like it more than I do. But all right, Ann, let's get to it this week. This week we got some fun headlines. We've got news on Farfetch and Neiman, JOOR and what's called automated attribution, Kroger getting into restaurant supply, Alexa giving advanced notification on deals. But we take off today with news out of Target. Ann.
Yes, Chris. According to CBS News, Target will now accept food stamps for online food purchases. So the way it works is that Target customers will pay for items using their EBT debit card at checkout, just like they would any other debit card or credit card, and will receive their food orders through the company's delivery service arm, Shipped. So the option to pay with food stamps will likely begin later this month. And Target is joining other competitors, Amazon and Walmart, who already offer this option. Chris, I mean, you and I have worked for Target. We know what a feat this can be to pull off. What are your thoughts on this?
I love this. I think it's great. It's great. You know, this is something. Yeah, I mean, for those listeners that have been with us a long time, we started talking about the need for this or the further development in this space right when the pandemic was happening. Even I think we might even started talking about it before the pandemic happened as well. But, you know, it's just not something that's been capable online. You haven't been able to redeem your food stamps online. Here you have Target doing it, which the other point I bring up that's really cool about this to me is Target hits this population. You think of Target as more aspirational than a Walmart, but at the end of the day, and I don't remember the exact number, but the average household income that shops at Target is like $50,000 to $60,000, maybe even $40,000 to $60,000. It's not that much. So this is meaningful to people, and people want to buy things digitally now. It just makes their lives easier. So if you can light up food stamps online, by all means, it's going to drive value. And to me, it's just more of what you expect from Target while they're kicking butt of late. Expect more, pay less, to a T.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my exact, I think, comment about this story, was that it's cementing Target as their position in the market to retain these consumers, both from the delivery perspective right now, and then I think down the road as you start to look at bringing this into curbside pickup and other options for getting the product. That's still something that I'm a little curious about. I wasn't able to find out, if Target's going to be subsidizing the delivery like we've seen Instacart do, because it still costs $7 for delivery with Shipt. So I think that's something just to keep in mind to continue to pay off the expect more, pay less, and to retain those customers.
Right, 100%. That's a great point. Yeah, the economics of it will probably determine the acceptance of this too. But I hope we see more people do it, because like you mentioned, like it's Amazon, Walmart, now Target, but like let's get this more through the industry, and hopefully the technology is being put in place to make that happen pretty easily. All right, Absolutely. Let's do headline number 2, Ann. Farfetch is investing up to $200 million in the Neiman Marcus Group. According to Retail Dive, Farfetch and the Neiman Marcus Group on Tuesday announced a global strategic partnership that has the luxury online marketplace making a minority common equity investment of up to $200 million in the legacy department store company, which also runs its namesake banner as well as Bergdorf Goodman. The partnership's first project will be to re-platform Bergdorf Goodman's website and mobile applications using Farfetch platform solutions to expand its global capabilities and services, according to a press release. Both Bergdorf and Neiman Marcus will join the Farfetch marketplace as a partner, quote, adding participating brands in key global geographies, end quote, as was stated in the press release. And what do you think about this one?
I love this. Back a few months ago, I talked to the chief product officer, Kelly Kowal. Do you remember that one, Chris, for the Women's Retail Collective?
Of course I do. Kelly Kowal is one of my favorite people ever. Got to interview her at Shop Talk. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's amazing. And, at that time, she was just talking about using their platform to help smaller boutiques, to like get them to the level to really get out there, become omnichannel. There was no discussion at that time about like bringing the most well-known luxury department stores in the world onto this platform. So this is why I think this story is so intriguing. I think this is also cool to think about what Farfetch might be able to do in the remaining Neiman stores in Bergdorf too, like down the road. Like, do we start to see luxury resale taking place in these environments? Like, what about returns? Like maybe even live shopping events like happening in person. Like, how do they take this platform that has this solid, especially Gen Z, millennial, even the next generations coming into the luxury goods area? Like, how does this kind of help them cement Farfetch as the brand, and Neiman's too, Neiman's in Bergdorf?
Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about all those angles. I mean, I agree. Like, to me, this is a fascinating story, and kudos to you for fighting for this story to make the list, because I think in retrospect, it's definitely a dead ringer for a top 5 headline. But when I first read the headline, and I was like, wait, what? Farfetch is investing in Neiman's and not the other way around? Not that Neiman's probably could, but like, I was like, wait, how's that work? Because it's kind of counterintuitive when you step back from the story. But it's counterintuition that I like a lot, because to me, it says that physical retail is important. And it also says so is online, right? Which is what this show is all about. So you have two sides here, both of which know their respective areas very well. And so it provides a lot of, ground for the two to explore together. And it kind of calls to mind, like when we've said a lot on the show, like omnichannel retailing breeds strange bedfellows, right, Ann? Like strange partnerships that you wouldn't expect to happen. This is a great example of that, because Farfetch now wins. Farfetch now wins if Bergdorf wins, right? And then if Bergdorf wins, then more of a connection with Neiman's. And then does Neiman and Farfetch both win? So I like how they're both equally yoked in trying to understand what the omnichannel future is, bringing the best that they know online, bringing the best that these are great physical store retailers in the luxury space.
Yes,
So
for sure.
I think there's a lot to like about this in the long run.
Yeah, that's such a good point too. Like there's rebirth happening, especially when we saw like what's been happening with Saks, what's been happening with Barney's, like all of these other luxury retailers, it seems like are just on this like downward slope. But then you have this like this awakening happening for the luxury department store. I love it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it makes me think. Well, just one last point. It makes me think Farfetch is playing a different game here, like because it's counterintuitive but smart, and I just love that.
Yes. I'm curious to hear what our audience thinks of that. So if you guys have thoughts on this, please let us know. Okay, headline number 3, Chris. JOOR has formed an exclusive partnership with Lily AI. So according to a joint press release, JOOR, the world's leading digital wholesale platform and data exchange, has announced an exclusive partnership with Lily AI, the retailer industry's most robust AI-powered image attribution and customer intent platform for e-commerce. This was definitely from a joint press release. That is for sure. With the implementation, JOOR platform users will be able to significantly reduce the time dedicated to manually tagging products. And this advanced integration will also allow retailers to better plan assortments in less time and to optimize product discovery on their e-commerce sites. Now, Chris, we know our avid listener of OmniTalk and one of our favorite people on the planet, Kristen Sevilla from JOOR, the CEO. She's been on this for a while. This is a really exciting development for Kristen and her team. But what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of bummed this week. I feel like this show doesn't have any stories where I'm gonna rant like I did last week at the Instacart. You know, like I this is another story that I love.
I think
you
do. We can keep you at a
you don't give the fans what they want, Ann. Come on, gotta give the fans what they want. Yeah, they don't want to rant every week.
No.
Rant. Come on, a mini rant. I guess
we'll find something for you to mini rant.
All right. Well, I'm sure I'll find something by the time the show's over. Okay. But anyway, I love this story's great too. I mean, like you said, we've covered JOOR, we've covered Kristen, the CEO, before. And for those that don't remember, JOOR is the platform that connects brands to retailers online. Almost the way I described it is like obsoleting the trade shows, so to speak, in a lot of ways. Where
virtual showrooming.
Yeah, you can be a retailer and you can connect to the platform and get visibility to all the products that you could put into your store, into your online universe. And now they're putting this cool spin on the offering, which is essentially that they'll use visual AI to put the product tags onto the products on your website. So that means you can get better traffic to them through search, you can get better conversion, and possibly also the other point that's important in this, less returns over time because people are more confident in what they're purchasing based on what they're shopping for and what they're reading as they're shopping. So, and I mean, I just love that because it's a little tweak that is very competitively differentiating to me. And also you talked about visual AI in this context at Shop Talk on stage, singling it out as this use case specifically is one of the 5 things people need to pay attention to. So you were incredibly clairvoyant, not knowing this was going to happen. And then a week later, boom, here you go.
I would not say that I am clairvoyant, but I would say that I keep really smart people like Kristen Sevilla in my network so that I can hear these types of applications, what she's doing with JOOR and Lily in my like ecosystem. I think this is one of the smartest applications that we've seen. Now, I think when people think of visual AI, visual search, they think of Google Lens or Amazon, where you take a picture of some product out in the world and then you're served up that product or the closest thing to it. And this is such a smarter execution, like going to the base level. How do you make my products more searchable by customers, like you said? How do I provide better product recommendations because I have the access to those attributes, much more attributes than I could before? And then how are you also kind of getting your product ready for the continued customer adoption of something like the Google Lens or the Amazon visual product search? So I absolutely love this.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, we've been talking about this. I mean, our very first video we shot at Starbucks using Amazon's visual search recognition technology through the mobile phone. Remember that? And
I do, yeah.
And that was visual search. But the reason we shot that was because, yes, this is so important. Like, this is the most immediate application of visual AI technology that can immediately improve, again, traffic, conversion. That's what I'm looking for. Thank God. Conversion. Lower returns. Like, it can do all those things, and it's so easy to implement if you have the right partners. Like, every retailer that runs an e-commerce website, in my opinion, should be looking at this technology and this application. So kudos to Kristen and JOOR for making it a point of differentiation. All right, Ann, Let's go to headline number 4.
Let's do it.
Kroger is launching a restaurant delivery division out of Dallas. Yes. According to a Kroger press release, what it's calling Kroger Restaurant Supply will offer an alternative for small restaurants to order in large quantities that have highly variable pricing and require deliveries on a set schedule. Jay Schreger, hopefully I'm saying his name right, apologies if I'm not, the director of Kroger Technology and Digital E-commerce Accelerators, said, quote, "This new service will bring our fresh assortment directly to regional businesses, all at consistent prices, product availability, and delivery cadence they can count on," end quote. That sounds like right out of the PR press book. Regional restaurants, bakeries, and catering companies are invited to take part in this service that offers free next-day delivery on all orders of $250 or more. Now, Anne, I got news for you, though. And this might be bad news because I think this is one of the toughest on-the-spot questions we've had.
Yes.
You get the A&M question of the week this week. And here it is. Kroger's restaurant supply appears to be pretty disruptive to traditional wholesale food service suppliers by potentially solving for big legacy issues like inconsistent pricing and stockouts. So the question for you is, what needs to be true to make this a significant revenue stream and to put a major dent in the food service sector? The floor is now yours, Anne. Woo!
Okay, I think I have to answer this with one word, and that is scale. Like, can they get mass adoption from all of these? Can they get the restaurants, the regional restaurants, the caterers to leave the big, 2 US Foods and Cisco's of the world, who are like the dominating US suppliers of wholesale restaurant food? Can they get people to break away from this? I kind of think they can. And the like proxy that I'm using for this is Costco business centers. Have you been to a Costco business center? We have one of the 15 in the US in Minneapolis.
I have not, but I can remember you telling me ad nauseum about your visit to one, but please.
Yes. I mean, okay, it's pretty great. And you think about
you loved it. You couldn't stop talking about it.
I know it's different assortment. It's definitely catering to like the giant, like they have like hanging slabs of meat there. I mean, it's catering to that small restaurant,
right?
But you can get it whenever you want it. You can run there. They open at 7 a.m. They're open earlier than most of the other Costco's are. And I think that it provides, for the same reason that like stores exist for us, just regular consumers.
Right.
Like if you need something, you run out of beef, or your supplier, doesn't have enough to give you that day, like you can still run to this place. And yes, it's maybe not as low priced as the alternative, the bigger companies, but you can have it. You can still offer that to your customers. So I think that this could definitely work, especially as like we're seeing, Kroger and Ocado like expand their network. If you can kind of build up mass and supplement, some of those customer orders in these new areas that they're getting to with these restaurant orders, like I think this could be pretty big.
Yeah, that's a $64,000 question to me. You hit it right on the head.
Right.
And like, I think price, you have to be competitive like that. You say what has to be true. I think you got to be competitive in the restaurant industry for them to want to use you, because the margins are tough in the restaurant industry. That's a tough business. But the point about Ocado is really interesting to me, because the other part about this that I don't think was getting enough attention, or the reporters that were the reports on this haven't dug into this yet enough. And maybe somebody out there knows, they're doing this in Dallas, which coincidentally is where they've been doing a lot of their Ocado activity. So, and I don't know this well enough to say what scales and what doesn't between grocery delivery and restaurant delivery, but I have to imagine there's some overlap when you go up the supply chain into the facilities and the warehousing to be able to service both of those very efficiently. And so it could just be a nice value add here through the combination and the partnership with Ocado and what they're doing with automation. So I think it's fascinating to watch. Like it really is. It could just be a new space for Kroger entirely.
Great point, Chris. Yeah, that's good digging. Good Angela
sleuthing. Did I sleuth it well,
as we said once upon a time.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, let's go to headline number 5, because you love this and I most certainly do not.
Wow.
Alexa
All right.
will now, I'm already spoiling it. I'm telling people.
Yes, you are.
I think.
You're telling your thoughts.
So I am. So Alexa will now give advanced notification on deals, Chris. According to Retail Dive, Alexa will notify users up to 24 hours in advance of a deal becoming available for eligible items on their wish list, in their shopping cart, or saved for later. If given permission, Amazon also says that the device can also order a customer's desired item using the payment method and delivery address that's saved on their account. Why do you love this so much?
Well, and first of all, I love it because it's like, oh, look, there's an Alexa sighting. There's an Alexa sighting. What happened to Alexa over the last few years? Like, I'd almost forgot about her,
gone.
even though she's sitting on my counter. She gone. Yeah. But
yeah.
You know, I mean, here's the thing. I do like this because it's in Amazon's ethos, is how I describe it. Most retailers would never even have the guts to tell their customers, hey, a deal's coming. You should wait to buy this, or you should buy it tomorrow, right? Like, because they want to capture that extra margin. Most retailers would be totally anathema to even thinking about this idea. But Amazon doesn't, because Amazon puts the customer first. Now, was it going to blow the doors off? Probably not, but it hints at the psychology of wanting to get deals that is very, very real. And I'm hopeful that this experimentation will lead to other things done by other retailers, apply to their own businesses somehow, whether it be in-app, through text messaging notifications, all those things that are just as equally valuable in retailing for the customer at the end of the day than, say, Alexa sitting on the counter. So do I think it's a big deal with Alexa? Not really, but I think it's cool as an idea psychologically to hook a consumer in a new way. And I give Amazon kudos for trying it. But you're not sold. Why? I almost feel like that's a universal truth that's undebatable. So, like, what's your take here?
I think it's just annoying. Like, I
think the idea is annoying.
I don't think it's novel. Like, digital weekly ads are doing this for everybody the day before, you know, like those come out on Saturday.
Yeah, they come out the day it launches.
The Sunday morning paper, Saturday night. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Will they start to see some lift from this? Probably. I mean, yeah, I guess if I'm being annoyed by Alexa, like, hey, you got toilet paper is going on sale tomorrow. Do you want to buy toilet paper? It'll be like, maybe, yeah. But there's still friction here. And that's what I don't like about it. You have to have this stuff on your wish list. Like, that's another point.
You've already done that. That's not friction. You've already done that.
Yeah.
So
you've added it to your, but then you have to, it's not like it, but it's not like they're just going to tell me, like, I want
they're not just going to know your mind.
Yes.
You want them to know your mind. Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, they're not just going to be like, hey, Anne, you last ordered toilet paper on this day. It's going on sale tomorrow. Do you want to order it? This is like, I have to actively put all this stuff on my wish list, and then it will activate it. Like, there's still the friction for me of doing it. But I mean, I'm probably gonna be wrong, and it'll probably work, and it'll go gangbusters for Amazon.
Yeah, but so. I don't get the rationale there, because I don't think you're a list shopper, really. Like, you're not one of these like ardent list shoppers, at least from my knowledge of you. But there are people that do that, and so for those people that do that, they've already taken the effort to do it, and now you're saying, hey, this is on sale. You told us you wanted it. You should buy it now. That's great. And that's what retailers don't do, because they don't have the guts to do that, because they want to capture the full reg price business, whereas Amazon doesn't care, and Amazon always puts the customer first, which I love. All right, Anne.
It's only 24 hours ahead of time. I don't think that's like, whatever.
We gotta close up this show, Anne, because for those that actually are watching this, we had to switch video streams in the middle because it was so damn hot. My computer overheated. I had to go into a room. Anne had to go into a room. We've got all kinds of technical difficulties on the show, but thanks for sticking with us. I know our audio probably hasn't been the best, but Anne, let's do the lightning round.
All right. So Fabletics Chris announced swim and a shapewear partnership with Lizzo this past week. What Lizzo song gets your life pumping on the Peloton, Chris?
Oh my God. Oh my God. And I only know one Lizzo song. I have no idea what its name is, but I'm going to try to sing it for you, and I hope you will join me.
This is
join in with me right now.
That was
You're making me do this solo? Come on, Ann. You know what song I'm talking about. This is from my good buddy Carl Boutte, who threw this out on LinkedIn this week. I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell. Feeling good as hell.
I think I have to just give you points that you actually know Lizzo songs. So
yeah, dude, I know that.
I'm sorry, listeners.
All right, let's go on fast.
All right.
Your question, Ann. Fast, easy checkout startup that raised over $100 million with revenue only in the range of 6 figures just shut down. Whoa. Oh. What is one thing you wish you were, quote unquote, faster at?
I would say recovery of all kinds. I'm feeling the age, feeling it. We did a workout yesterday.
We did a joint Peloton yesterday.
We did the joint Peloton. We even shared headphones at one point. And I am so sore. So yes, I would say I'd like to get some more fast recovery.
All right.
Okay, Chris, Chipotle announced a new promotion that lets Roblox players roll virtual burritos into real food. Chris, I know that you have an actual written out list of the right and wrong ingredients for a burrito. What are they?
Yes, you're right. I do keep a list. It's on my iPhone. It says it's
so
like
weird.
The X number of ways to F up a burrito. I literally have this on my phone.
I am aware.
And the number one ingredient that F's up a burrito is too much salad, too much lettuce. Like it pisses me off when there's like big green leafy things in a burrito and you bite into it and the whole lettuce leaf comes out of your mouth or comes to your mouth through the burrito. It's awful. It's terrible. It needs to stop. It's a practice that needs to be stopped. It's common at co-ops in Minneapolis, which shall remain nameless, but it pisses me off every time. All right, Ann, let's close this up. A recent study says that candy sales rose 11.5% last year. So I've got a two-parter for you to end the show.
Okay. All right.
What was your go-to candy in 2021? And two, have you thought any more about why you eat your Skittles 3 at a time? Because I'm still effing baffled by it.
Oh God, no. My go-to candy was probably Sour Patch Kids because I mean they're amazing. And no, I am even weirded out by the more I think about the.
You thought about this, didn't you, last week?
I did. Yeah, I talked to my son about it like on spring break, and he's like, "That is so weird. Why you do that?" And I'm really, yes, I'm very perplexed and
did it
entice
you to feedback it? Did it entice you to feedback it?
That's never feedback.
It probably enticed you to go the other way,
not a chance.
Right? Because you're like, I'm weird with 3. I'm going to go 1 at a time. All right, I got you.
No.
All right, well, that closes us up. Happy birthday today to Jackie Chan, Russell Crowe, and to the woman that is putting her ex, Jeff Bezos, post-divorce to shame, Mackenzie Scott. Remember, if you could only, yeah, right? Remember, if you can only read or listen to one retail blog in the business, make it Omni Talk. Our Fast 5 podcast is the quickest, fastest rundown of all the week's top news, and our twice weekly newsletter tells you the top 5 things you need to know each day, and also features special content exclusive to us and just for you. And it fits all within the preview pane of your inbox. You can sign up today at www.omnitalk.blog. Thanks as always for listening in. Please remember to like and leave us a review wherever you happen to listen to your podcast or on YouTube. Yes, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts so we can continue rocking up the charts ahead of the retail.
Yes.
And others.
Maybe we'll give a special shout out or something if you give us a review.
Yeah, we'll give you a special shout out for a review. Yes, absolutely. Let us know when you drop a review. Just email us at info@redarcherretail.com. And be sure to, and of course, as always, and be careful out there.
The OmniTalk Fast 5 is a Microsoft-sponsored podcast. Microsoft Cloud for Retail connects your customers, your people, and your data across the shopper journey, delivering personalized experiences and operational excellence. And is also brought to you in association with the A&M Consumer and Retail Group. The A&M Consumer and Retail Group is a management consulting firm that tackles the most complex challenges and advances its clients, people, and communities toward their maximum potential. CRG brings the experience, tools, and operator-like pragmatism to help retailers and consumer products companies be on the right side of disruption. And Takeoff. Takeoff is transforming grocery by empowering grocers to thrive online. The key is micro-fulfillment, small robotic fulfillment centers that can be leveraged at a hyper-local scale. Takeoff also offers a robust software suite so grocers can seamlessly integrate the robotic solution into their existing businesses. To learn more, visit takeoff.com. And finally, Sezzle. Sezzle is an innovative buy now, pay later solution that allows shoppers to split purchases into 4 interest-free payments over 6 weeks. To learn more, visit Sezzle.com.